Hi guys, today we're going to react to Chronometry by Tears of Tragedy. First time reaction. This is a Buy Me a Coffee request from Mr. Patron. Thank you, Mr. Patron, for introducing us to a new band and for your support. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Patron, both for the request and the introduction, and of course for all your support. Much appreciated.
We don't have lyrics for this song. We couldn't prepare ourselves beforehand because they're singing in Japanese, but the music video does have the closed captions. So it's kind of hard to appreciate the song and to try to understand what they're singing about, but we'll do our best. First impressions, this feels like the music video belongs in a light show on stage. It feels that every element in there is meant to evoke some response. In the song's intro, the flickering does something to the eyes. It does direct your attention. And I think it pertains to some extent to the subject matter. I love the lead vocalist's voice. There are quite a few lead vocalists that I've said this about. It feels like she has a lot more strength in her voice than she's portraying in this specific song. There's power there, like a strong presence there. Regarding the lineup, I'm seeing three members there. We had to look it up. They have a lead vocalist that I mentioned. They have a guitarist and they have a keyboardist. They don't have a drummer. That's what took us by surprise. I think the drums comes from the synth processing. That's the lineup. We've never reacted to this type of lineup before. Minimalist and distilled to those instruments. Also, like a small detail that I've noticed, I think the lead vocalist is much younger than the keyboardist and the guitarist. There's like a cyber vibe that's coming out of this music video, and the style of music complements it perfectly. The thing that's supposed to be in dissonance from that specific style is the lead vocalist's voice and performance. It looks like something a bit melodramatic that's supposed to be like the intro for a drama show or a youth film or something like that, something heartfelt, but it has like a electronic style rooted in it. I'm loving it so far. It's a really cool song.
It's definitely interesting because it just kind of kept me thinking about several things all at the same time while trying to follow the lyrics, because it's a first time reaction. We don't really know this band at all. At first, looking at the music video, it threw me back to very, very famous music video by Aha for Take On Me. Because of everything that was projected onto them, it just reminded me of that, and perhaps even Nick Kershaw's The Sun Always Shines on TV, or one of those songs that he had, I can't remember which one, where he had a similar effect. Something about this music video and just the feel of everything, even the way they're dressed, the way the band is set up, you know, with no drummer and a keyboardist, just threw me back to the 80s. I was just thinking, what is going on here? Because I was hearing something that resembled perhaps melodic metal in the background, but I was seeing something else. I wasn't seeing melodic metal. And then the more they sort of went into it, the more it resembled pop in a sense, or just pop rock or something like that. So I'm not at all sure about what style they reside in, what they're supposed to be, but the sound is cool. I'm liking it. It's nice. She has a really, really cool voice. I love that sort of 80s vibe because I love the 80s. I even like the way the music video is and what it kind of brings out of me. So yeah, so far it's really both cool and a little bit not exactly confusing, but it kind of keeps you on your toes. Like, what is happening here? I was almost certain that I could hear drums and then realized there is no drummer. So I thought that was interesting. But everything about them so far is a positive. I love the voice. I actually like the keyboards, the guitar, everything that we are given here is definitely getting a positive response out of me. I'm enjoying this so far.
Yeah. That was a long bridge. That was a beautiful display, a beautiful presentation, really kind of hypnotizing almost. Not almost, really hypnotizing. It was really immersed. And I think it has, in my mind at least, as I follow the subtitles, it has to do with the subject matter on a cosmic level. I think there are hints to some quantum realm existential questions here. I'm grabbing bits and pieces, but there's a point there where the narrator says, if I wasn't who I am, then who would I be? Something in those lines. And when we went into the bridge, it felt like they're showing different angles of different dimensions because of that light show. It shows you like possibly the way we perceive traveling through space, like a visual representation of what it's like to go through a lifespan. That's in my mind. It doesn't stem from anything concrete, but that's what crawled in my head. And I think the presentation tries to convey that, those existential questions of the sense of self. That's what I got so far. Could be completely wrong. And I really like the way the bridge was led by the keyboardist and that section that he did. And then when they went into that guitar solo, it was really beautiful. It goes to show that even in a minimalist lineup, they have like what I like to call secret weapons in every band. Every band member brings their own set of skills, and I love it.
A very particular set of skills.
One thing kind of caught my eye, and I think this is the same location that was previously seen by us in perhaps a couple of music videos from bands in Japan, and that was Broken by the Scream, and maybe even an old Namafila song.
Oh, how did you see that? I had no idea.
It's the thing with all the rails that goes up to the whatever. I think it's a place in Japan that for some reason bands seem to flock to and shoot at least parts of their videos there. I think it's the same place.
How did you see that?
How did you see that?
The style here, there's a lot of sort of electronica kind of in there, which is strange, along with some kind of metal, pop, whatever's happening. I have no clue. This band is almost experimental, but not really. But I'm loving it. It sounds good. It's got a lot of everything in it, which kind of made me think that perhaps their whole being is something to do with the subject matter of this song. I mean, the song is called Chronometry. Chronometry is the scientific measurement of time, really. I was thinking about time and the music video video, and I already commented on how everything about it reminds me of the 80s. And I think this song is about nostalgia. I think it's about looking back to a time that you sort of really have fond memories from. And it's all about dealing with the fact that you can't go back. You are where you are. That time is gone. We love the 80s, but the 80s are gone. They're not coming back. We can like stuff from the 80s, but we're never going to go back there. It's a lot of fun to like it. Nostalgia is very, very strong, but we can't get depressed about it. And it just feels like there's some aspects of this song that might be talking about that whole phenomenon of nostalgia, of looking back, of being more fond of a past time than you are of the present. I guess kind of like reflecting on those memories, on that almost illogical human desire. I guess to have some control of time, to be able to go back, to move it in a way we want. That's sort of how it felt to me. I'm not sure I'm on the right track or not, because there's kind of a lot in there and it's very difficult for us to follow the lyrics. But yeah, this band is a lot of fun. I'm really curious to see more and know more about them.
I think ever since the invention of the camera, all the generations that came after that drew the short straw in dealing with the passage of time. Because now all the decades are well documented. You know what people looked like when you were younger in the 80s, and you know what things look like. So when you see these things today, these actors and these musicians, you see everybody's aging, you get a really strong sense of where you are in all that mix because it's documented. So before there were cameras, you have nothing to look at. You had nothing to compare to but like paintings and drawings. So you didn't really feel the passage of time the way you feel it now. So now you always have a point of measure. You always know that the 80s are far away, and you know that the 90s are far away. You know that you're not in Kansas anymore. That's like the sense of things. And you always get like reacquainted with where you are on the timeline as the time passes. I think it's more tragic than the way things were before. You had a way to look in a decade like the 80s that you talk about, the music that came out of there, the movies that came out of there, and all the culture that came out of there that is well documented. You can still enjoy it today from afar.
Nice.
Oh, shit. That was a beautiful experience. I can safely say that this band is unusual in comparison to the ones we've reacted to thus far from any genre, from any country, because we've never seen this type of lineup. We've never seen this type of signature from a band. So yeah, really, really cool. The presentation showed like broken glass fragments with each of them. As it pertains to your interpretation, it kind of makes sense because when you go through time, all that floats around in your mind in any given moment is fragments, is moments that you remember, that you hold on to. I think that's a visual representation of that because the rest is like chaos. I think the light show on their bodies and all the flickering is meant to display the chaotic rest of it, the passage of time, which you can't hold on to all the moments. It's supposed to show that chaos. And at the end, they showed like when all is said and done, it's lights out. You're gone, or you're on your way to the next world. So that's
darkness. Yeah,
that's a bit grim. Yeah, I didn't need that.
Depends how you look at it. But yeah.
Well, why are you shutting your eyes? Well, what is that? What are you telling me? Awesome new band, and it's very cool that we got to react to them.
Yeah, the more the song kept going and the more of the lyrics sort of popped up and I was able to actually track some of it, I think think that I'm somewhat on the right track because it sort of wraps it all up in some sort of a celestial package, but it does look at how fleeting time can be and how memory, while strong, and it's something that kind of keeps you feeling and hoping and all kinds of things, it's also in a way fleeting because you have memories of a past that might be a little brighter than it actually was, because the further away it is, the brighter it seems, although it might not be, but it is in our nature to kind of remember things that way, which is really cool to think of. But there is something that felt, like you said about that ending, that felt perhaps bittersweet. There's a little bit of a sadness to it. Yeah, but overall, it did kind of capture something about longing and about the past being out of reach, about us wishing for certain things. We want to escape our current reality or our present, and we try to do it in the past rather than in the future. It's interesting dealing with that kind of feeling, but it does inspire to create songs such as this one, which is really cool.
Yeah, I love how when you think about memories, when you boil it down, a memory is something that is dynamic. It's alive. It's a subjective interpretation of the past. It's the only natural, organic way we have to look back at the past. It's a really unreliable source because the way you remember things, that even changes through time in your own eyes. The experiences you have, the people you know, the things you've seen, it doesn't stay the same as it did when you first experienced it. It's kind of funny to me to think that setting technology aside, setting the things that mankind invented to be able to document the past, we're all relying on something that is very unreliable. That's a concerning thought.
Yeah, like I said, bittersweet,
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a positive feeling, but also kind of like a feeling of some kind of loss, perhaps.
That's it for us for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the episode. We enjoyed reacting to Tears of Tragedy very much. Until next time, bye for now.
Bye, guys. All right, are we done for today? I've got a hairdresser appointment.